Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Monday. We are back to the top of the workshop looking at the top performing map at the moment, and it's not this one. In fact, the map we would normally be reviewing on the Monday is made by the same creator that is up for request tomorrow, so I don't want to do them 2 days running. And so what we'll do is we'll put today's map on the back burner for now. We'll do them at some point, I promise, and we'll do the map that's second on the list on the workshop at the moment, which is this one. And it's going to be a map which some of you are going to really love, some of you are going to absolutely hate, because there's a limited amount of playable space. I would say there is enough playable space, but it's definitely not going to suit for everybody. One thing that will suit for absolutely everybody, because you love your fun, is BonBonBingo. Yes, join in. Link is in the description. Check off the memes as we go. And also, one thing that's suited for absolutely everybody is this little task. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Pristine Coast by Shilka. Okay, Shilka, you've got our attention. We have done them once in the past, a little way back. It was about 10 stars, if from memory. Let's not worry about that one. Obviously, 10 stars isn't going to grab the attention too much. There's your start square. The 10 stars is fine, though. In fact, 10 stars is more than fine. Terrain heights look like that. 10 stars is fine because 9 stars is the pass mark, as long as you're getting 3 in every category. The resources, very green valleys, very nice, thank you very much. And then fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map looks like that. So to get 10 stars means you're getting 4 stars in one category, which is what you're wanting. Now, after the workshop, what do you need? Well, the answer is nothing. It's vanilla. Lovely. We'll be using the realistic 1.4.5 European theme along with the definitive vision LUTs today, and as always there's a very nicely written description, and we can head on down to the rail. Now remember, we've got quite a few mountains going on, and so the rail could be a complete disaster, and it isn't. Also, why aren't we starting with the highways? Well, we'll be looking at both. We're kind of working our way around the map today, okay? It's just kind of in the order they present them. Sometimes maps present themselves in the way that, you know what, let's do the highways and then do the rail. Today, it just feels like it needs to be started with this little stretch of rail, which will join up with a highway in a moment, and then we can back the way we came on the highway. Why not the highway then the rail, you ask? Well, this is because the way that we're working around the map, this rail comes first, just the way that we're going to work right around the map. It made sense to me. Sometimes routes draw themselves in a way that you can't really appreciate unless you're trying to draw the route yourself. And that's what we're doing today. So anyway, road and rail, these stop here. So start square, ladies and gentlemen, is not here. We're going to get to the start square, I promise you. We'll get to start square. Anyway, the highways, nice equidistant and nothing too horrendous. We're not going up the side of a mountain. We're not jinky-jankying, and it's fine. We got some solid standards, and solid standards is all that you really want. Often there's a clamour for highly polished everything being to the next level, but how much of this would you be deleting anyway when you start building your city? How much of it? If the answer is, well, actually quite a bit, then surely the polished standards don't matter so much, do they? From a distance, there's a little bit of blue mantle the way that these two roads separate on terrain elevations. From a distance, but we are way out of the 25 tiles on what is technically a vanilla map. So does it matter that much? And the answer is not really. Not really, and it's only from a distance, and it's only from a certain angle and off the edge of the map there. So anyway, you want to see that start square, don't you? Let's let's take another jaunt along a different stretch of highway from a different side of the map. So that was one side of the map. On this one, we do have a little bit of glitchy. This is an elevated section here, which has been blocked off with the key to make it look pretty. Unfortunately, the key is a little bit higher than the road. This is something that doesn't always show up on in the map editor. We've got Blue Mantle. Little hint of Blue Mantle on the underside of the bridge there. Again, we are outside of the 25 tiles. How much does it matter? I'd say Blue Mantle like that matters a little bit more, but again, you're not going to see it if you're playing a 25 tile game, and that's okay. That's all right. But yes, it matters less, I feel, on a map like this. When you've got the maps that are highly polished and have been worked to death right to the edge of the map, then if you've got Blue Mantle at that point, well, I think we're supposed to not have it. We're not supposed to have it anyway, clearly, but hey. But yes, in terms of highways, a little bit of janky going on the highway there on the elevated section. And it stays elevated to the end where you get to the start square, ladies. And actually, no, that's not the start square either. Let's have a look at trip number 3. I promise you this is the one. No more teasing. No more teasing. We are going to reach the start square on this route. Yeah. So what we've got is a very nice mount. And if you're going to do a mount of this map and you don't know which theme to go with, realistic 1.4.5 European, the rock textures on this, in fact, I would say all of the textures on this, lend themselves to a very rugged grey mountain map. And I really appreciate, personally, I really appreciate this theme. Definitive Vision LUT, I think, works so well with it as well. In fact, I'd say Definitive Vision LUT's one of my outright. If someone said to me you can only use one of 3 LUTs for the rest of your life, I think Definitive Vision would be one of those 3. I don't know what the other 2 would be. Probably something like Relight Average would be one. And no, it wouldn't be Realistic 1.2. That's your choice. You voted that one in, not me. I don't hate it at all, but I think there are probably something like Owl Cinematic version 2, just for cinematics. Little bit of glitching on the highway exit there, and then this goes over to the room de boot over here, which again, now we're in the start square, that can get you started. And then the highway can carry on if you want. Yes, you'll probably want to put some more ramps on there as well. Over here we have everybody's favourite factory, and the rail. Now, we've got some catenary chaos going on here. You probably spotted that already. Not as bad as it looks, but they are actually on the rail lines. One there, and we've got another one over here, just on the rail. That would cause some accidents in real life, one would imagine. And also, the rail feels like it's going up a bit of a hill here, which, again, we'll check later on in the show to see if that happens to be the case. But, again, how much do you worry about it on a vanilla-style map like this, where this is more being enticed to the base game players? So, again, something like that, where they're less worried about absolute realism than the detailers, those people that are the maps, again, the map snobs. Yeah, that's me, that's you. We've seen so many maps, we want perfection. We want perfection. We've been spoiled by too many great creators over the years, and I'm not mentioning names, but I'm not one of them. Probably Blue Mantle here. Oh, big swathe of it. And I think that's in the 25 time. I'm not checking, but that feels like we are far enough in from the edge of the map that maybe. Anyway, yes, that one is unforgivable. Here, got away with it on that one. Got away with it on that one. More luck than judgment, I think, though. And to the edge of the map, which means we'll take a brief intermission. When we come back, we'll check for the shipping routes, because there is a little bit of coast, given that it's called Pristine Coast.
Have you ever torn a hole through the surface of the earth? Do Blue Mantle nightmares trouble you deeply? Then you need BonBonB's How to Fix Blue Mantle tutorial. Click the I button now.
And so back to Pristine Coast by Shilka and the shipping routes. Right, well, we have a shipping route that follows the coast. In fact, it's a sexy shipping route. These shipping triangles are big and glorious and luxurious, and we've even got the same with the air triangles as well, which for me are slightly less important, but even so, it's still nice to have them. And then, yes, shipping routes over there and over here, and then that comes all the way up across this way to the end there, and then off towards the edge of the map this way. So yes, shipping and air triangles we have in abundance. Very nice ones. Water flow, we've seen some rivers, and it is a working river system. So if you're looking to play base game rules and to dump your sewage into the river and have it taken away, you can do that. There's a little bit of lumpy water going on there, but that is just start of map water flow. We'll probably show you that in a moment. So let's think about showing you that, shall we? But yes, the water will be taken away very nicely. Overall, the map, in terms of a map that's called Pristine Coast, I'd like to have had a little bit more coast to work with. I mean, there's plenty of coast, don't get me wrong. We've got this island here, and then we've got the... but in terms of buildable, lovely, high-value coastal frontage, there's not that much. And so for me, I'd like to have seen just a little bit more. Not necessarily beaches, but there's a bit of that lumpy water there. I think we'll see a little bit more in a moment up here. But yes, but the rivers are strong and the mountains are strong. I just don't feel that the coast is the big selling point on the map. And having that in the title is a little bit, I won't say not misleading, but I don't think it does the map justice, really. There you go, and that's sorted itself out. And I promise you, that stays sorted out. So yes, just a little bit of start of map water flow issues there. That's a little bit of a rapid going on there, so that's okay. Yeah, so we've got some very nice rivers if you like rivers. You're going to be building in valleys if you like valleys, and if you like good looking mountains, I think we've got those. If they're not the proper dramatic, exciting Icania style fantasy mountains, we've got proper realistic grungy mountains, and they're my favourite sort of mountains. Got a lovely lake here at the top end of the map with good strong water flow going out of it. It's being fed from that direction as well, but what we'll do is we'll have a look at, and you might argue that I don't know so much about the way that the water flows in and out of that court. Yeah, I can understand the argument for that one, but it's not something that really troubles me that deeply, as Zack would say. But if we're heading up through the rivers on this side, I just love the way when you've got these river systems and it changes and it switches and you've got different routes and it splits. A little bit of flooding here that could be just, I don't believe that would be the case. So probably just a bit of elevating of the land there to edge that out. And then we've got these little mountain streams going up. Source points there. I mean, unbelievable. But at the end of the day, does it matter? This close to the edge of the map on a 25 tile style map anyway. I love this. I think the water flow on today's map is interesting and intricate and fun, and I'm very happy to play that. I just love it all. Just love it. The start's there and just like all the way out onto the coast. Beautiful. And a good sized lake. Loving the way the lake's been shoved in there as well. Secondary river is very nice. The premium river is very nice as well. Sorry, not secondary. Let's put the terrain lines on because it's not totally flat. I mean, you've got a lot of flat buildable area, but there is just a little bit of a slope going on here. And we did have to say there was possible slope on this rail line as well. In fact, yeah, there is a bit of an incline going on there. So true realists won't be too happy with that, but it's not always about absolute realism. Just enough that you can suspend a bit of disbelief and get on with the game. Meanwhile, in the start square, we've got one of my favourite assets of the day for a long time. This is amazing. Polish Palace Pack. Complex pack, help, by tomzako. Okay, 3 separate buildings in one pack. No hedgerows and stuff like that. You can just do your own hedgerows. You could do your Versailles Palace or something similar with a pack like this. It would, I mean, it's just a top quality. tomzako, you have absolutely spoilt us. This is beautiful work. Factoids though, while we're here, factoids, because factoids. A single ounce of gold, can be beaten into a film flat enough to cover 100 square feet. Now, my feet can be a bit flat, but I don't know about square. Imperial measures, my bad. Anyway, choking on my own humour there, sorry about that. Anyway, yes, Polish Palace Complex Pack, not easy to say that, you try it, by tomzako. That is a very nice pack indeed. Today's asset pack of the day. Right, what have we got then? We've got a mountainous map with valleys, with buildable areas, some really nice rivers. Don't know about the River Delta. River Delta's okay. I mean, I'm not super excited by the River Delta. But again, it's a vanilla map, so it's a vanilla River Delta. Good. It's good work. Shush now. Well, what do you think of the map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I like this. I mean, I'm a sucker for the theme and luck combo anyway. I think the overall shape of the map is very strong indeed. I think it lacks a little bit of polish to push it into 4 stars. I personally love it. And if this was the first map I ever saw in the workshop, I would think this is just like the bee's knees, the kipper snickers, something like that. But I think, honestly, it's probably technically a high 3. Detailing is good enough. In some places, a little bit better than good enough. There's no real points that make you go, wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it's good enough. I'm going to go for a mediumly high 3. Gameplay potential. Yeah, okay, for what it is, let's give it the 4 stars, but I'm going to go right at the bottom edge. It doesn't really entice enough for a higher 4, but Pristine Coast by Shilka won't disappoint you. I think 10 stars across the board there is a pretty decent score again. And once again, anything that gets 3 stars across the board, even if they're low 3s, will not let you down. And if the map just tickles you, you know what map tickles you. It's all about the right combination of feathers, isn't it? Anyway, in my book, I think we're done. And if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the words of the day in the comments to score some population points just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with that request map from the creator that should have been on today's show. See you then. Have a good day.